Hey Tamaki Makoto, let's get on board and enjoy our great city.
If you look to the experience of thousands of Aucklanders who turned up to showcase that trans rights are human rights, then you will see thousands of people who had an experience of a peaceful protest.
So what you guys just saw in that video was a man, part of the trans community, attacking an elderly woman. Man, manners and decency has gone out the window in the society.
I think the Green Party's position on it was totally clear from the get-go. Our position, or rather the argument that we were making to the Immigration Minister, wasn't on free speech grounds, but was on the potential of disruption to public safety.
All right, we can stop this one. There's a lot more of that. There are videos I'm choosing not to show you of women who showed up there to assert their right to say that biological women have a common thread and a common experience and are absolutely punched in the face by TRAs. And here is sort of an overhead angle of Parker being escorted out by police and attacked. And now, if you notice, there are some people in Black Bloc, which is the riot gear used by Antifa. So just kind of look out for that too as you see this.
To say she looks pretty brave.
Yeah, I mean, like, she's kind of like
she's kind of a badass. She's like, all right, this is the cause.
I think she also looks scared.
I think she looks scared, but I also think that she looks brave.
Yes, but she's used to this. She goes to these events all over the US and the UK. I believe this is the first one in New Zealand, and she absolutely just takes it.
There's been a few figures that there was one lady that was at the protest, which I didn't mention earlier, but she's a part of like the UN. She got awarded from the UN for human rights activist for transgender rights. I don't know. This was the lady that apparently Posey Parker got assaulted. And she had someone pour tomato sauce
on her, yeah.
On her, or tomato soup.
Tomato soup.
There was a big can of
big bottle of it,
big bottle of tomato soup.
I dropped a liter of tomato juice because I want her to be full of blood, because that's what she's advocating for. She's advocating for our genocide. And I want her to be full of blood. That people remind her that she's advocating for our extermination. We want to stop her bitch all together.
No, it was not assault. It was literally juice, tomato juice. So it's not assault.
What? No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
I mean, this cost 2.5 New Zealand dollars. She spent $10,000 in security to prevent me from entering a woman's only space. Many of my friends also were badly treated. One of the sign of them, he was holding the sign like that, and this disgusting mastodon came to him and took the sign and dropped it on like that. It was a big sign.
Bitch, are you for real?
That's actually literal assault. This is Jews. What he did is literal assault. So they took me over, they dropped me on the floor. As I was getting down, somebody beat me in the head.
Lol.
And then they started spitting me.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. No way. We got you. Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never happened. We made this one up. It's fiction. We made up this one. We made it up. Not this time. Wrong. Not this time. Not this time. You're wrong. Not this time. It never happened.
Like saliva. And I was on the floor because they dropped me on the floor.
Nigga, please. Nigga, can you lend a nigga a pencil?
And somebody was stepping on me.
That is a trans woman, we'll say biological man. Soup is now the symbol for shutting down discussion, apparently. So she's like a precious Monet. And it turns out that the person that attacked her with soup is a Jewish Ukrainian Colombian refugee. With ties to the United Nations, named Eliana Rubashkin. Do we have the picture of her? No, not that one, the photo. I'm sorry, I added this very late. Yes, here. This person, biological male, attacked Parker with soup because they said that they were afraid that Parker would be killing women, but this is a biological man attacking a woman. And this person was honored at the United Nations on International Women's Day on March 8th, and then attacked a woman for speaking about women's rights. This is the world we live in.
And apparently this is a lady who won an award through the UN.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people who are in these
and her background is a little odd as well. Like she's multi-ethnic, but as far as I know, I don't think she's from New Zealand. No. She's Israeli. She's a Jewish, like Romanian, like she's just very multi-ethnic, and I've never seen her before, so it was weird. It was sort of like how I didn't know. Maybe she lives in New Zealand. Who knows?
I don't know.
But it was just a little strange. It felt like she got planted here, and then there were people that were dressed in like Antifa, like fatigue clothing, which is something you see in the States. So there were people that had like military type like black clothing. It was all the people with the black clothing that you would see like at an Antifa rally, and it was weird because we don't normally see that in New Zealand. So because we did an episode on where we were explaining about our Balenciaga video, and I was associating it to, they were talking about our Balenciaga video loosely being sort of could be considered a QAnon type thing. And then I said also there's some groups called Antifa in the States. Yeah. So this protest was the first time I witnessed, from the footage that I saw, people dressed in like Antifa type clothing. So it was really bizarre. It didn't look like New Zealand at all. So
I think,
I
agree. I think the other thing is when Kels was saying that like it doesn't look like New Zealand, the actions also, for me, don't feel like it's New Zealand.
No, it felt manufactured, and it felt like a lot of hate mongering that was going on. It's the type of stuff that I see in the U.S., the divided states.
Yeah, because I feel like usually, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with those actions not coming into, I would say, it's not very Kiwi. And whether people, I feel like a lot of Kiwis would agree that Kiwis aren't usually going to rallies and beating up people.
No, we're community-minded, but not community-minded to the point of violence. You know, I've never seen that.
And I thought that was sad. And if you think about all the rallies and all the protests that have ever happened here, even this was, I saw this written somewhere. Ironically, it was a country that gave women the vote first. Yet you can see in some videos an old lady getting beat up by 5 or 6 different people, getting punched in the face. And that isn't the New Zealand people want to be a part of. But of course, this isn't something that goes up on Channel 1 News because it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And in fact, they'll come up with an excuse. There'll be something. There will be a reason why.
Yeah, or they'll completely curve the footage at all on potentially on, say, a media outlet that's in your local country, in our country here as well. They'll overshadow it and not want to show that on air. It's something they suppress in our country. New Zealand has a huge mental health issue. But I'll let you continue.
No. All good. Yeah, I was just saying that it's sad that these are the things that used to never happen yet. I implore people to just think about, wow, this is kind of a first, just watching people just go around and start hitting people like this. Yeah. Even during COVID situations where people were protesting, you didn't see people just go around beating up COVID people who didn't want to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
But now, and it's not, and the worst thing is, it's an old lady. This lady's like 65, 70. Yeah. She is not a threat. Yeah. She's not armed. And again, it's one of her versus 6 of you. And that to me broke my heart so much.
Hey guys, if you want to watch more clips, click here.
And if you want to watch the full podcast, click right here.